editorial services, we are now part of the Professional Development Corps. I'm glad you mentioned that because I have to remember to add that to my slide. So I'm now part of this group that a lot of other people on the call are part of. And so what we do in editorial services, I have a group of editors. We are, at the beginning, I'm careful to point out that we are medical editors first. We're not scientists. So the way that we're going to help you is we're the word people, we're the English people. And so please recognize that. We recognize that the folks that are, those of you that are drafting the documents, that you have your specialty and that we're here to help you make sure things are written well and it's presented the best way. So we have 4 of us, and our backgrounds are in technical writing, medical writing. My master's is in biomedical writing. So that's what we're going to bring to the table when we work with you on a project. The way I explain is anything pretty much written in research that presents results a lot of times can come across my desk, and our job is to get it in the best shape possible before you present it as a poster, or if you're sending it to a journal. Nowadays, you got to send that stuff in some good shape or it's going to come back to you. Over the years, those requirements have gotten really picky. The reviewers have gotten really picky. So our job is to help with that, as well as grant proposals. If you're sending something for funding, we're happy to look those over as well, again, to make sure it's written well, it's organized, it's consistent. I wish I saw more of those. A lot of times because of timing, but if people don't send things as often, but if we get a grant or some kind of funding thing out, that does go to the top of our list to work on. So please feel free to send. I also have people email me, how do I use a comma? All that is totally fine. So how I explain is we assist with all stages of the research publishing process, and we are enterprise-wide. So anybody from Jacksonville, North Florida, Delaware, Orlando, anybody can use us for papers and for posters and for anything else. So most of our work is with the manuscript, so that's why I always list that first. And where we are in that process is once you've drafted your content, so you come up with that part, that's the part that's on you. You can send it to one of us, and I may change that process going in the future. I may come up with another way to do it. But right now you email one of us, usually to me, and then I send to one of the other editors. And then we're going to go through it, and we're going to, I put the turnaround time there because it depends on time of year. Right now we're really busy. But we're going to go through and we're going to go for English, grammar, spelling, style, consistency, make sure it's written well. We have a lot of presenters, a lot of researchers here, a lot of PIs who are really good, know their stuff, but when they need to get it written down, it can be a challenge. Or you've just looked at these documents so many times, you need a fresh set of eyes. That's exactly what we're going to do for you. So in addition to making sure it's written well and presented well, usually I also shorten at that point. A lot of times we take away the wordiness. We also format the paper according to your specific journal guidelines. We can help you choose a journal, but the library is also an awesome resource for that. They're also an awesome resource for your literature searches. We work with them a lot. They're very knowledgeable. The journals nowadays, again, I've been doing this now for more than 3 decades. The guidelines, the author instructions are very important because they won't even review your paper, look at it, unless you have everything exactly right. They're getting so many submissions. Our job, again, is to get it to review. We want to get it to that process so they can see the great science you have inside your paper. So we're going to help with that. So we also get it formatted, including the references. Yes, we're going to make sure that they're complete. I've yet to have a list ever that's absolutely 100% everything that I think needs to be done to it. Format and make sure that they're right, they're correct. You used them all. You're not having a list that you didn't use, that kind of a thing. If you have any copyright issues, permissions, if you have a barred figure, something like that. If you need a form signed somewhere, we're going to help you with all those kind of background document issues. And at time of submission, if you like, we can actually submit on your behalf. It will be your account. You will have the correspondence between yourself and the journal if you're the corresponding author, but we can actually set the account up. We can take care of uploading the files for you. Again, because some of them can take me a half a day to do. They're just kind of a pain nowadays. They've gotten very complicated. And then when it comes back, at revision, when it comes back, we'll help you with the revisions. If we've worked on the paper, there shouldn't be too many things that need to be that's English-wise. But again, we'll work with you on the revisions and again, upload the revisions again and make sure the journal has what they need. We can also be the one that reaches out to the journal if you need an extension, if you have a question. If something's unclear, we talk to them all the time. A lot of times what they tell you in those revisions is not clear. Let us take care of that. We do the back and forth. You're going to focus on the science and on the study and on the paper. We assist during any phase of the process. So we have folks that they just need us to do what we call a red line. In other words, you just want us to check the English. I have several authors who only use us for that, and they do the rest of the process themselves. Or they have us do from A to Z. The more involved we are, the more helpful we can be later, we find, because I can go back in my notes and see why that reference was changed to such and such. But there are people who use this just for proofs. There are people who use this just for the submission, use this just for figures, and so on. And the figures, again, I have that on there. Photography has changed a little bit about how much they work with authors on figures. But if you have figures that need to be something to publish, we can help you with that. Either we do it or we have ways to kind of work with photography. It's no longer kind of used to be you could reach out to photography right away and get things what I call journal worthy. Takes a few more steps, but we can take care of that for you. So that is papers. That is most of what we're doing most of the year. And then certain times of the year we have posters. And right now we are definitely in the middle of that. The spring is always very busy for meetings, as you know, but we also have Research Week coming up. We're going to get about 200 posters for that. And there's, as you can see, there's only 4 of us, 4 full-timers. So we're hopping. But for posters, we have templates first. Nemours brand has templates for posters. We can send those to you. They are on my SharePoint page. And if you need one that is a specific size or meets certain needs of your meeting, we can create them for you. I do have some weird sizes that a meeting needs sometimes. Let me know. I will take our template and make sure it fits your needs. You do want to use a template for our posters, but we can send those to you and work with you. And excuse me, once you place everything onto that poster, we take it from there. So we're going to, again, edit for grammar, spelling, layout. We're going to make things look nice. I can make anything fit. I have all kinds of little tricks to make sure things look the right way. We don't do any print only. I have a little thing that says I am not Staples. So when you send us a poster, we are going to look at it and we may have questions for it. We are going to change things like the grammar, spelling, layout, and also that it meets our brand guidelines. So if you fiddle with our little logo at top left, sometimes people like to put something with the little Nemours logo. I'm going to say no, can't do that. So I'm also representing brand to make sure that everything that is presented from Nemours is consistent with how brand wants things to look. We can print in our offices. We have a printer in Wilmington and we have one in Orlando. And there is no cost to use us for editing, and there's no cost to use us for printing. If you're in North Florida, we will print in Orlando, and then we will ship to you in Jacksonville or Pensacola. That's the only time we will need a cost center to FedEx from Orlando to your other site. Our largest size, a lot of people ask because different meetings have different size requirements. For me to print for you, 36-56 inches is the largest my printer will print because we are printing in PowerPoint. I have chosen PowerPoint on purpose for posters because there are other programs you can buy, but I need something that everybody can use and is familiar with. So that's one of the reasons we have the 36-56. But I can tell you after doing this all these years, it's fine for all meetings. So if you have a bigger board, it is okay. You can be smaller than the board they give you. You just can't be larger. That is something you want to check when you send us our send the posters that it meets your meeting requirements. Now, in just the last, what day are we on? Day 10, 9 days, we just instituted a new way to do posters. I have a link. It's right there. It takes you to a form. You fill out some questions asking about your meeting, when you need pickup, those kinds of things, and you upload your PowerPoint file, which of course is already on that template. And then the process after that is the same. One of us gets the poster, we work on it, and we're going to work with you, the presenter, if we have any questions, see the final version, and then we print. We tell you where to pick it up. We will provide a large mailing tube for you to take with you. If you want to ship to your meeting, that will be done by your office. We used to do the shipping. We just have too many posters going on to do that, but that's been working out just fine. So manuscripts and posters, we also see book chapters. Again, grant proposals, the narrative section. If you have a grant, you send it to one of us. We work on it for you. I'm also the person who does the annual research reports. I put together the presentation list numbers for Dr. Davis. And our office also does the Under the Lens newsletter, which you may see. So if you ever have anything, if you have questions about it, if there's something you want to list in our Under the Lens newsletter, you reach out to us and we can get it in there for you. And for me, also what I enjoy doing is I do like talking about what I do. I actually really enjoy what I do and I like where I work. And so I have 2 talks that I do, how to write and publish a scientific paper, and one about creating effective posters, which I've also given nationally with my professional organization. So I do go to different departments and groups and not only talk like this about what we do and how we can help you, but also a little bit of education about if you want to learn how to write a paper, how to get it ready to send to a journal, and what are the things we know to do to make the creating the poster easy for you and have it to present in the best way possible, that's what those two talks are. And then the bottom left is you have my email as a contact. You're welcome to email me with any questions. And we've just instituted a new editorial services email for everything editorial services, which you can also use if you have any questions. I actually monitor both emails. So if anybody wants to send a question, either one of those is fine. And that is my little quick 5-minute talk. Does anybody have any questions?